Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. It's I, James L. Seagraves. It's week 2, Muscle in the books. I've recorded about 10 minutes of this podcast, and then I realized my mic was unplugged. And after last week's technical difficulties, we do not want to have another one. So I'm double-checking my mic line here. And we got rid of the software. We used the software last week to help boost the sound quality and stuff. This time we're going back to just the microphone. But unfortunately, in the middle of doing the bottom 10, it unplugged, which is fun. So we're going to start over. Anyway, we're going straight to it. Week 2's in the books. We're going to go through here. Double C's, the bottom 10 here. Double C's is this week's ultimate loser, ultimate fail horn. You yourself get the traditional Cody Cole's team, 0-2, 61.37 points through 2 weeks. I don't even think it's mathematically possible to submit lineups and be that bad, but congratulations, Cody, you are. Nantab Knights, Michael Myers squad, not much better with 92.3 points. Whispering Eye, Jason Taylor, 93.99 points. Tallywhackers, 94.15 points. These four owners have been in the league for years. These are not new owners, people. These are just regular bad luck, whatever you want to call it, seasoned owners who just can't catch a break. Giggle Giggle is Michael Myers' other team. He has the pristine honor of having 2 teams in the bottom 10. We're not going to rag Michael Myers too bad. He's got a lot going on in his life. Probably muscle is the last thing he needs to worry about, but at least he's here, and I commend you for not only taking on a team, but also taking on 2 teams, so not harping on you too bad, my friend. Your mother likes my defense, however. This is a former champion, Alan Harvey, 0-2 with 102.93 points, so not terrible, just not good enough to win anything. Prime Time, that is Brian Benor, new owner. Welcome to the Muscle. It's very difficult, as you can see, but it's only 2 games in, so you might be able to turn it around. Brady's Balls, 107.85, pretty decent scores both weeks, just lost both times. Ketchup and Mostert, that's one of the what the hell's their last name? Hester. One of the Hester brothers / father-son. I always get them confused. 0-2. And then FarmersOnly.com, another former champion, Matt Farmer, who pre-ordered an iPhone with me. Thank you very much. 111.44 points. Good for it. The best of the worst down there at number 87. So then we go up to the top 20. First of all, I'd like to say coming from behind, Kakambas, the Donkey Pumpers, Do Even Swift Bro, and Mama G out of retirement. All are undefeated but not ranked, so that's a bummer. You're in trouble. Kyle Stoker's team, 2-0, 140.62 points. Show me them TDs, Melige. We are going to give you 141.43 points and be up to number 19. The Hitman, formerly Tips and Tricks. Now, this is Rob Shaw's team. Rob Shaw, maker of the world's best venison chili. He's his first year as a regular owner. He did take over a team last year, which is why formerly Tips and Tricks is on there. But when you are 18 in the nation, you will finally get the parentheses removed from your team name. You are now just officially the Hitman. If you look it up, formerly Tips and Tricks is not there. The Clockwork Elves, Lennon Seagraves, someone from my family actually doing something in this league. 2-0, 146.12 points, 2-game win streak after defeating his grandfather this week. He is a former second place team owner, whatever you want to call it, from a couple years ago. Last year he laid an egg. This year he might be back. We see. Play with Mike Ditka, perennial stud. On and off the field. I don't know. That's what I hear. Tony Ditka. Oh my God. Tony Cromwell. Play with Mike Ditka. Up 16. He was unranked last week. Nasty Nutria. Misconsistency here. Was 15 last week. Is 15 this week. That's very difficult to do. I don't know if it's a compliment or not. It is, because you're in the top 20. Granny's Baloney Curtains vaults from unranked up to number 14 with their big performance last week. That's one of the provosts, I forget. Joe Buck Yourself, down from number 11 to number 13. Not a huge loss, but didn't lose. Just one didn't score enough points. What's more shocking is True Blue Wrecking Crews down from number 5 down to number 12 after winning. That means they didn't put up a lot of points, but they still won. That's all that matters in the end. Well, it's not all that matters in the end. It matters, but points do matter at the end if your record's not good enough. But still, I don't know what that noise was, but number 18, BVC, wins and goes up from number 18 to number 11. That means we're into the top 10. The top 10, here we go. Everybody loves Khalif Raymond. That is last year's defending champion, Eric Minturn, with a huge game. Goes up from number 19 to number 10 with 163.36 points. Garrity's Gigolos. He gets ragged on quite a bit because his wife historically is better than him at this game, but not this year. His wife's number 25, not good enough to be ranked officially. We used to go 25 rankings, but they just take too long to go over. Still undefeated. Both Garrity parents are undefeated. Just Steve's number 9, up from number 14. 99% luck, 1% heart, up from the unranked all the way up to number 8 with a huge game, over 100 points, I believe, this week. Puts them at number 8. Number 7, Concussion Protocol. OJ Eldorado falls from number 6 to number 7 with a win, but he's got 169.62 points. Love Story, Jordan's version. Up from number 13 to number 6. The girl just is very good at this game. She never seems to lose, I swear. She's just like the damn Packers, although they did lose this week, thank God. Patriots, former number 1 team, wins, but still falls from number 1 to number 4 due to a subpar performance. But still won. That's all that matters. Ladies and Edelman, this is Mrs. Bradley from number 10 to number 4. Brady O'Bush goes from number 2 to number 3 with a win. Cloacal Kiss could have come back, but I think she was one of the ones dependent on the unfortunate Nick Chubb injury that was gruesome. So she falls from number 2 to number 3. DeWyans vaults up 10 spots from number 12 to number 2. Gary King is not quite king of the league. We'll call him... I don't want to call him Queen of the League because that's not right. But hey, we'll call him Hand of the King of the League. That's what we'll call him. DeWyans, King of the Jungle, Hand of the King of the League. That's what we got to say. And then the new number 1 team in the nation is, I can't really drum too hard because I think that's what will knock the damn mic out. New number 1 team in the nation is number 4's last week. Death by 1,000 punts up to number 1 this week. That is allegedly Eric Minturn's wife. We don't know on these husband-wife teams. I do know the Cromwells. They definitely, and I do know the Monahans. And I do know the Seagraves family. No one else I can vouch for it. Is Eric Minturn secretly putting her name on there and doing it? I don't think so. Last year he was very open about, having 2 teams. This year he's like, I'm going to let Aaron take a team. And it just so happens she's the number 1 team in the nation. So congratulations to Aaron Minturn. You probably won't watch this podcast, but if you do, good job. All right, we're going to go down to the randomizers. Now, this is a problem. Full disclosure, we had a fairly it wasn't that large, but we had quite a few people over to watch the Lions this weekend. And I had a few drinks a little early, so I do not remember the 4th team that was randomized this week. There was one, but I don't remember. You got lucky because Lakers got randomized last week. She was not randomized again this week. Savage FC, Digger Phelps, and Kenny Pickett and Flickett. That would be Andy Plum, Patrick McNamara, not Tom McNamara, sorry, and Louis Diana, all 3 randomized in week 2. Not a big deal. You get 1 free week to get randomized, but Digger Phelps actually won with the randomizer, by the way. I don't think the other one's in. Savage FC, according to his son, is in Mexico, where, he has Verizon, I believe. Service should work fine, but nevertheless. And then Kenny Pickett and Flickett, who knows what happened to him, but nevertheless... These guys are randomized. Put them on blast. Do not let it happen to you. Do not let it happen again. And there we go. So winners and losers time. Here we go. Winners and losers. Winner number 1 for me was, let's see, where's my thing here? Okay, here it is. Daniel Jones. This guy, I ragged him. He was even on the cover screen last week for being a loser because, well, he was a loser last week. Gotten blanked 40-0 at home. This week... was down 20-0 against the Cardinals on the road. No, again, it's the Cardinals, but it's still on the road. They come back and win, and he put up 21 fantasy points basically all in the second half, and losing Saquon Barkley, which is a thing, which brings us to our next loser. That's us, the NFL fans. I don't remember a league or a year in history where there's so many huge injuries right from the jump. It's terrible. You got Aaron Rodgers last week who went down out for the year. You had J.K. Dobbins out for the year last week. This week we had David Montgomery get carted off on our team. C.J. Gardner out for the year now, which is terrible, with a torn pec, which might be what I have, but I don't think so. I don't have pecs, I don't think. Wait, that sounds terrible. Then we also have Nick Chubb went down last night. He's out for the year, presumably. Saquon Barkley out for an extended period of time. It's brutal. These guys are just dropping like flies. And I know at least on last night, you can't blame it on the turf because that was natural grass. But you can't really blame a torn pec on turf either, I don't think, unless he's spider crawling. Anyway, so that's that. It's just bad. That's why the cover of this week's podcast is Weenie Hut General, which is the hospital in, one of the hospitals in SpongeBob. And that's why it's there, because everybody seems to be going there. And then finally, winner number 2, Erin Minturn, Death by 1,000 Points. We already talked about it. She put up 125 points this week. Good for the high score of the year so far. It's a young season. 125 wasn't quite enough to get into the top 20 all time. But still, number 1 this year, which is good. And then finally, loser number 2. This one hurts a little bit. This is Dustin Hanson, Steel City Sackers, great owner. Been in the league a long time. This dude, at one point, before Pickens caught another pass last night, was losing by one single passing yard. He put up 96.05 points this week and loses. Oh my God, that is horrible. But it will help you in the long run. Being at high score will help you when push comes to shove. Okay, so those are our winners and losers. Now we're going to take a look ahead at next week's games. We're going to see where we're at here. I should probably look at... I'm going to flip this around here. I'm going to flip the script. Because it says conference look first, week 2 games. Oh, no, week 2 games is... Okay, never mind. Week 2 games. This is why it's in this order. Week 2 games, not week 3 games. Week 2 games, this is what happened last week. Anything special, I'm going to just highlight the ones that were very close. We'll start with, let's see. Brady O'Bush, again, she beat Cloakle Kiss by 11 points. I mean, that's fair. Suck It doubled up on Double C's, who did indeed suck it. We've already ragged on you enough today, though, Cody Cole, so I won't do it anymore. So Brady's Balls, Corey Brewer, gets defeated 84.65. He goes to 0-2. That's not like him. Lakers finally puts in a lineup. They still lose 83-69, however. FarmersOnly.com got doubled up on BVC. The Black Hole, formerly ranked number 20, loses to the Donkey Punchers by a score 73-53. This is a good one. The Garrities. The reason they are not all undefeated is because Young Bubba's Playas here was defeated by Nasty Nutria, Misconsistency, by 2.5 points. So, Young Garrity, Bubba Garrity, I guess his name is. Is that really his name? I don't know if that's really his name or not. I should probably find out. But Nasty Nutria comes up huge. My team lost to my ball, Zach Ertz, and what we are calling the official DirecTV Sunday ticket not paid for by Verizon revenge game. Hopefully that's going okay. He may or may not have done the process wrong and got charged $379 for it, but still, he beats me by 10, primarily because I started the Lions defense like so many other people who laid a complete goose egg. Makes me really upset. I don't see how they didn't sack that guy, but anyway, maybe they're not as good as we think they are. The Lions defensive line, that is. And then we have, what other games are interesting here? The Lions put up 106.89 points over Craig Monahan's newly named $75 million man. This is brutal. Number 13, Jordan Craig's Joe Buck Yourself defeats Larry Weinberg's What's for Breakfast Kneecap and Grits by 1.3 points. And he also started the Lions defense. So if he would have started literally any other team, he would have probably won that game. Possibly even won with the bye. No, not really. And then we have Digger Phelps, the randomized Digger Phelps. Andy Plum's squad defeats Tallywhackers by 3 points. So that was really close. The Apache Chiefs. Oh, God. Here we go. The Apache Chiefs. I don't know what's wrong with my stuff here. There it is. There it is. The Apache Chiefs fall to Garrity's Gigolos by the score of 88.5 to 82.02. Their first loss of the game, knocking them out of the ranked. So long. Okay, the Apache Chiefs, they lose, and they are now not undefeated, and they're also not in the top 20, but the Garrity's Gigolos are. So congratulations. They still put up 82 points. Pretty commendable. Green 19, I don't know who that is. Who is that? That's Jim Mosher. I believe he is a new owner. Yes, he is. Put up 77 points, but still loses to Rocky Keeling's 99% luck, 1% heart. And then this is the brutal game I talked about. Hernandez Hitman, not to be confused with the Hitman. Antoine Bacon's squad, 98.58 over Steel City Sackers, 96.05. Pretty rough. And then Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of my thighs defeats the Muckers by 1.5 points, basically. So Scott Muckovitz, rough rough loss there. Losing by 1 point is just brutal. But it happens, as you can see, many times. Kakambas, that is Jeremy Orr, beat the Mad Scientist by 6 points. Pretty close. Look at this one, though. Two girlies. I didn't even see this one until now. Two girlies, one cup, which is Austin O'Neill's referral from this year, new owner, Tony Cromwell's referral. Defeated Robert Ames 72.41 to 72.11 in a very close game. Very close game. Oh, my God. And then a couple more here. Low-hanging fruit, Eric Hester, in golf and balls, Christopher Russell, a 2-point game there, so that was really close. And then the other ones aren't really that close. So now we're going to take a quick look at the conferences to see where we stand, and then we will move on. Hopefully try to keep this under 20 minutes. So the Jeff Lebowski Conference, you have 3 2-0 teams. Number 12, True Blue Wrecking Crew. Number 20, You're in Trouble. And then the unranked, Do You Even Swift Bro. We have 3 0-2 teams, 0-2 teams. The Dublin Drunks, Your Mother Likes My Defense, and the aforementioned and many times bullied Double C's. Kirk Lazarus Conference, you have number 3 and number 14, as well as unranked coming from behind, all at 2-0. Cloacal Kiss, 0-2. We talked about that. She couldn't have that happen, and it did. Brady's Balls and Whispering Eyes, all at 0-2. The Ron Burgundy Conference has 2 ranked teams, number 11, BVC, and number 15, Misconsistency, Nasty Nutria, along with the Donkey Punchers, unranked at 2-0. And then Chop It Off, Lakers, and FarmersOnly.com at the cellar. Jeff Spicoli Conference, we have 3 ranked teams here. Number 2, DeWyans. Number 7, Concussion Protocol. Number 13, Joe Buck Yourself, all 2-0. But then 3 0-2 teams, What's for Breakfast, Kneecap and Grits, Vic in a Box, and Brady's Backup. All perennial owners there. Then this one here has 4 ranked teams. This is the Frank Drebin Conference, the place to be right now. Number 5, Patriots. Number 6, Love Story, Jordan's version. Number 8, 99% Luck, 1% Heart. Number 9, Garrity's Gigolos. So not only do they have 4 top 20 teams, they have 4 top 10 teams in here. And they also have 4 0-2 teams. This is going to happen. However many, well, I think however many 0-2 teams, there should be that many 2-0 teams, at least for now. 0-2 teams down at the bottom, there's 4 of them. There's only 1 ranked team in the Brody Bruce Conference, but it is number 4, Ladies and Edelman, and it's also Mama G out of retirement is undefeated, just not ranked because she put up 114 points, but somehow 2-0, so good job for you. Then we have Muckers in Primetime down at the bottom. Rod Kimball Conference, we have number 1, Death by 1,000 Punts, number 16, Play with Mike Ditka, number 19, Show Me Them Tees, and Kakambas, all undefeated with 4 winless teams down there. And finally, you have the Napoleon Dynamite Conference, number 10, Everybody Loves Khalif Raymond, number 17, The Clockwork Elves, and number 18, The Hitman, all undefeated. But don't call me Scott or Marcus Pollard, the new name for Austin Pollard's team, because if you don't change your name, I will change it for you. Feel free to change if you don't like that name, although I think it's pretty sweet. And then Squadrils, and then you can't even see him down there, but Mantab Knights is down at the very bottom. So that's your conference look. Now we're going to look ahead at Week 3. We're clocking right at 18 minutes. We might be able to do this. We'll see. Week 1, Week 2, Week 3. So here we go. Week 3, what to look for. Looking for ranked teams. Number 20, You're in Trouble, taking on Do You Even Swift Bro. That is a battle of undefeated teams, even though Do You Even Swift Bro is not ranked. They are still undefeated. Then we have number 12, True Blue Wrecking Crew. Roger Brewer taking on Suck It 1-1. So that's Bracy Trudell's team. He's pretty good. He actually has I believe the second highest score of all time. I was just looking at that. It's kind of wild. He's only been in the league for a year. Then, of course, we got a huge matchup down here as Granny's Baloney Curtains, number 14, taking on number 3, Brady O'Bush. Huge game right from the jump. Number 3 has to battle again. That conference is very tough. She had to beat Cloacal Kiss this week, and now she has to play Granny's Baloney Curtains back-to-back weeks. BVC, number 11, taking on The Black Hole. Formerly ranked, lost this week, trying to get back up in there and get back into the rankings. Then we have number 15, Miss Consistency. Can she do it again? Can she stay at 15 a third week in a row? We'll see. Taking on Chop It Off. It'll make you stunning and brave. Twilight Zone reality, folks. What is Twilight Zone for Pat Provost here is the fact that he's 0-2 going against a ranked team. Can it happen? Can Pat Provost start off 0-3? I think it could happen. I don't think it will happen, but I think it could happen. Obviously, it could happen. Anything can happen. And then we go down here. What else? We got number 13, Joe Buck Yourself, Jordan Craig taking on $75 million man, Craig Monahan. Number 2, Deweyans taking on AB's Albany Empire. That is Josh Endicott, fresh off his squares partial victory. We'll talk about that here in a second, even though it's blocked out by my big head. That is a 1-1 taking on a 2-0, obviously. And then look at this game. We've got, you talk about high stakes early in the year. I just mentioned the conference. I forget what conference they're in. Let's see, what conference are they in? They are in the Frank Drebin Conference. I just told you there's 4 top 10 teams. And oh my goodness, folks, they are going against each other, having at it. Both games are top 10 teams. So this is it, man. This is Bruiser Bedlam, as my dad would say. Number 5, the Patriots taking on number 6, Love Story Jordan's version. Crucial matchup. And just as crucial, number 8, 99% Luck taking on number 9, Garrity's Gigolos. This is madness right here, folks. 2 top 10 matchups in the same conference happening in week 3. Oh, every game's important. We go down here, ladies and Edelman. Number 4 taking on Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of my thigh. And this is basically the ladies' division, I believe, because that also has Mama G out of retirement in it. That might be all of them. But still, a lot of ladies in that one. It's all luck. Number 16, Play With My Ditka, taking on former champion, not defending champion, former champion Dom Valenti's Password Taco, who is also 0-2. A lot of former champions starting off 0-2 with FarmersOnly.com, Your Mother Likes My Defense, and, well, Local Kiss, and Password is Taco. What is going on, champs? Louis Diana's team, if they got randomized, I mean, otherwise they might be 0-2. Well, actually, they lost the randomizer. Never mind. It's early. Then we've got Tenacious D, who is 1-1, taking on Show Me Them TDs, number 19. This is a huge game, even though he's not ranked. Death by 1,000 punts, 2-0. Aaron Minturn, number 1 in the nation, taking on Kakambas. Jeremy Orr, 2-0. They're favored by 37, but that doesn't mean anything, really. Then Rob Shaw's number 18, the Hitman, taking on Goff and Balls, who was ranked last week but fell from the ranks this week. And then, of course, down at the end here, we have, not to be forgotten, another matchup of top 20 teams. Everybody loves Khalif Raymond. My Eric Minturn, the former champion, defending champion, actually, taking on my son, number 17, the Clockwork Elves, Lennon Seagraves, who came in second place a couple years ago, number 10 versus number 17. Amazing. We're at 22 minutes. I don't have this document open. Oh, no. One second. Let me just pop it up real quick. Don't mind all this stuff you're going to see. Here we go. Super Squares. Let's go. Come on, computer. Super Squares this week. Very quickly. Thankfully, well, I mean, not thankfully, because I don't like to split the squares, but this week's category was lowest score. And believe it or not, the Jaguars from the AFC was that representative with only 9 points put up against the Chiefs. The Bears and the Panthers, which is card of the field square, 17 points was the lowest points in the NFC. That's wild. And 2 teams did it. So Josh Endicott and Carl Huff, both winners of half of $43, basically. But still, hey, it's better than nothing. I believe Carl Huff only bought 2 squares, so he's already made the profit. So Week 3's category is most passing yards, and, that's just basically you got to have a good quarterback. So that's it. We'll see you. Get your lineups in on time. Always a pleasure to be with you all. Thank you once again for watching this podcast, and enjoy your day.